big guys can dominate the glass, especially Trevor Booker.
Ohio State at Tennessee. The Buckeyes beat Tennessee twice last year, but Tennessee's one of the hottest teams in the country. They've won 10 games in a row, force a lot of turnovers, score a lot of points, and two of the best transfers in the country. And Tyler Smith and J.P. Prince, they're the only team that beat Ole Miss this year.
Texas A&M at Kansas State. Yes, Kansas State may have the best freshman in the country. And Michael
to make statements. What are you watching today?
That's the game I want to watch. Michael Beasley, what a great freshman player, and he's going up against probably the best front line in the Big 12 with DeAndre Jordan and Joseph Jones.
I just think it's got to be road wins. We getting into conference play now. Road wins count, and you got to step up and play. I'm anxious to see which teams in every conference can step up and get those road wins, which we haven't seen a number of yet.
I'm excited to see Tennessee play, to see how they can continue forward. I mean, that's a team that's only lost one game, and they're playing Ohio State. Can Tennessee be among the teams that we think can win a national championship? I think they've got the chops to do it. They play at different speeds.
Duke Cruz might be coming back.
If he's coming back, that gives them strength on the glass that they haven't had. And that's the one area of weakness they have is inside.
But Kansas better watch out. Missouri took care of business against Texas.
College Game Day is driven by State Farm. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. And in part by Pontiac, the official performance machines of the NCAA.
Might be the biggest compliment Kentucky could ever get. They're a game under 500, but hey, no team in the history of this sport. I sent you an early shower.
You need to take a shower.
Yeah.
You need a better suit.
Suit's okay. Not sure about that shirt, though. We're back to Gainesville in just a minute.
Day is driven by State Farm. Great service, great rates. It's all here. Nobody takes care of you like State Farm. And in part by Pontiac, the official performance machines of the NCAA.
The Rowdy Reptiles ready to chomp down on Kentucky in prime time on ESPN tonight. But at the top of the hour, just a few minutes away from the Big East, Villanova.
Tyrone Brazelton averages over 21 per game, shoots 88% from the free throw line. They're taking on Louisiana Lafayette today.
I'm going with Tyler Smith of Tennessee against Ohio State. He is a do-everything guy for the Volunteers, much like Dane Bradshaw was last year, but he does it much more explosively. He played for Iowa last year, gave Ohio State 21 in the second half alone. Tyler Smith is my Pontiac game changer for the Vols against the Buckeyes. Elections, might as well get started with that bonus pick, get a little bit ahead of ourselves. What about Syracuse, Georgetown on Big Monday?
I've got Georgetown. Syracuse doesn't have anybody to go on. Roy Hibbert, they don't have a lot of depth.
And I think Syracuse knows they need a road win. They're not going to get it at Georgetown. Georgetown playing very, very well, especially at home.
Yeah, the depth is the key. I think Georgetown is bigger, they're stronger, they're deeper. Georgetown's got to be favored in that game.
All right, in just a matter of minutes, let me see if I can get a little more love for Syracuse against Villanova. Do Cuse back-to-back. What do you think?
I like Villanova because they're experienced players like Scotty Reynolds and Dante Cunningham.
Looking for that game, by the way, it is on ESPNU, not necessarily full court. What about Ohio State, Tennessee?
I've got Tennessee. They're playing so well. Once they get Chris Lofton going, they're going to be great.
They impressed me against Vanderbilt the other night. They got the run and gun attack. All three Smiths know how to get it done. Chris Lofton's struggling, but I still think Tennessee's the best team right now playing in that conference.
And Lofton's only struggling shooting. He's doing everything else. I like Tennessee. I think Tennessee is emerging as one of the top 5 teams in the country.
All right, they'll have the opportunity 3:30 Eastern time. And then coming up tonight in prime time, 9 o'clock Eastern. I'm Reese Davis. Let's get off the Big East action right now.
We welcome you to the home of Rocky Top, where today the Ohio State Buckeyes take on the Tennessee Volunteers. Moments ago, Vols head coach Bruce Pearl addressed his team.
You know, here's the deal. The papers couldn't have got it more wrong, right, when they talked about the Alamo. This has nothing to do with the Alamo. It has nothing to do with it. This has to do with becoming a better basketball team. We needed the Alamo in the whole offseason. We needed the Alamo in the whole offseason to get us in the gym and to get us in the weight room and to know that Ohio State got someplace we didn't go. Fine, that's for the offseason. Different year, different team, different ball game. This is about our style of play. This is about passion and poise. This is about the SEC versus the Big Ten and us representing. And this is about championships. This is about championships. Ohio State got a banner up there for winning the Big Ten. We get one last year? No. No. Ohio State played a championship game. Did we get there last year? This is about this year and this year's basketball team. team and being as excited about playing in this game as any game.
Michael Jordan.
On the road to the Final Four, we join you today from Knoxville, Tennessee. The number 6 Tennessee Volunteers taking on the Ohio State Buckeyes. And welcome, everybody. Ian Eagle along with Clark Kellogg. After listening to Coach Bruce Pearl, I guess the theme is forget the Alamo. Tennessee lost to Ohio State in the Sweet 16 in San Antonio, but they've moved on, and right now they're one of the hottest teams in the country. Ohio State is searching for their identity. We do know that we'll have 2 of the top senior guards in the nation on display here today.
Without question, Ian, when you look at both of these teams, leadership from their senior guards. For Ohio State, it's Jamar Butler. He has been absolute. For Tennessee, it's Chris Lofton. His numbers are down from his norms for his career. 13 points a game versus 17, 35% shooting versus 48, but he is always dangerous, especially when his team needs a big basket.
And right now, let's take a look at today's AT&T in-game analysis.
The way Tennessee likes to play, it's important that Ohio State handles the ball and the pressure, and that means being smart and aggressive. For Tennessee, I think they simply got to try to shackle Jamar Butler.
Tennessee and Ohio State. Our coverage of NCAA basketball will continue after this message and a word from your local station. You're watching CBS Sports, home of the NCAA Men's Basketball Championship. CBS Sports college basketball coverage is sponsored by Pacific Life. For insurance, well, fans always want to feel as if they can get close to the players. Here at Thompson Bowling Arena, they can. The players coming down the aisle for Tennessee onto the floor as we get you ready for this matchup, Ohio State and Tennessee. Thad Matta, he knows he's got a young team, and this young team is in a bit of a transition phase, but they've had some high moments this year. Let's take a look at Chris Lofton, Jordan Howell, senior leadership, Tyler Smith, one of the best transfers in the nation, along with Wayne Chisholm coming off his best collegiate game and a win over Vanderbilt. Bruce Pearl. This team is 22-0 in non-conference home games under Pearl. What an achievement. Doug Shows, Doug Sermons, and Mike Nance, the officiating crew, here this afternoon. And today's game is brought to you in HD TV by Harris Corporation, the world leader in broadcast systems for high-definition television and mobile media. We are set for Ohio State and Tennessee. Third meeting, Clark, for these 2 teams in just over a year.
And Ohio State won the last 2 meetings, both in close fashion. One in the Sweet 16, the other during the regular season. I was courtside for that game last year in Columbus, and Tennessee played well enough to win.
Tennessee takes it right to the hole. And Tyler Smith unable to finish. There is Butler, poised, savvy senior guard. Inside for Hunter, gets an early touch. Denied! Wayne Chisholm, a defensive presence.
He's coming off a terrific game. He had a career-high 18 rebounds to go along with 18 points and 4 blocked shots against Vanderbilt on Thursday, and he's already got a block 25 seconds into today's game.
How do the youngsters handle this crowd? Koufos, and he traveled. Turnover, Ohio State.
Well, the right idea that time by Koufos. You want to try to attack Tennessee inside if you can, but you have to do it against really good ball pressure.
This is a quick turnaround for Tennessee. They had an 80-60 win over Vanderbilt here at home on Thursday night. Bruce Pearl telling his team, hey, treat it like an NCAA tournament scenario. You get the win, you get a day off, and you come right back.
I think players enjoy that. They'd much rather play games than practice.
Chisholm on a spin to the rim. Wayne Chisholm had 18 points and 18 boards, a career high in that 20-point victory over their SEC rival. Jamar Butler coming off a 21-point effort in a 66-60 loss at Michigan State on Tuesday night. They were getting blown out in the first half and then rallied to make a game of it in the second half. Shot clock down to 7 and stepped along the sideline, another turnover.
2 possessions, 2 turnovers, actually 3 possessions, a blocked shot, and 2 turnovers for Ohio State. I think they've got to get into their offensive sets a little quicker and not put themselves up against the shot clock.
Ohio State comes in averaging just under 70 points per game. Meanwhile, Tennessee, one of the highest scoring teams in the nation, 86.3 points per game.
Bruce Pearl was a little concerned about whether they could get to that number against the zone defense. Ohio State playing a 2-3 zone. They're pretty good at it.
Here's Howell, gives it up for Smith. Jawan Smith makes his move and steps on the baseline.
Who's really long as well. And then David Lighty, even though only 6'6", he too is long. So Evan Turner out at the top, the length and the ability to spread out makes it tough to be able to attack the seams against that zone.
Here's Krufus off a double kick out. Lighty off the ball fake. Krufus is comfortable on the perimeter. Lighty again. Krufus lets it fly. And rebounded by Hunter on the inside and knocked away. Tyler Smith with the steal. Powell open look for 3. And good box out by Krufus. 2-0 Tennessee in front, just about 3 minutes gone by in this first half. Lighty slashing to the hole. Can't get the roll. Inside, Hunter with a chance. At a percent shooter. And it goes in and out. So we're tied at 2. Ramar Smith has checked in for Tennessee. From the outside, Chisholm can't get it. Rebounded by Tyler Smith. Smith is a common name on this Tennessee team. They have uncommon games.
I'd agree with you there, Ian. You got Ramar who comes off the bench, and then Tyler, who is a stat sheet stuffer.
Wayne Chisholm getting the deuce in a 4-2 Tennessee lead. Chisholm is just gaining confidence in his sophomore year from Boulevard, Tennessee. Turner looking to break down the defense. Blocking foul, the call.
Well, again, Thad Matta told you and I both they want to really try to drive against this pressure by Tennessee.
From Chicago, Illinois. Added 15 pounds over the summer to an already impressive frame. And the versatility that Matta likes, the fact that he can play Turner in multiple spots. Lighty also a versatile talent. And we know about Butler, who played 2-guard last year, allowing Mike Conley Jr. to run the show.
Exactly.
There's Tyler Smith giving it up. J.P. Prince, another transfer, has just checked in. Bottom from the side, Jawan Smith. You want to talk about improvement from freshman year to senior year. And a steal for Smith. Count it. The senior from Cleveland, Tennessee. Brings that scorer's mentality and multi-dimensional approach. There's Butler swinging it. 9-4 Tennessee. 3 doesn't go for Krufus. Brian Williams has come on, a freshman for Tennessee. Long 3 doesn't go for Smith. And a double dribble. David Lighty. Turnover number 5 for Ohio State. Will step aside. Tennessee with a 9-4 advantage. Last year, Ohio State and Tennessee met twice. First in January, Ron Lewis, a 3-pointer that gave the Buckeyes a 2-point win. Then in the Sweet 16, Ohio State stormed back from a 17-point halftime deficit. Greg Oden the block on Tennessee's final attempt. The Buckeyes escaped with an 85-84. Memphis, Tennessee, that's one of those circle the calendar games already that I think everybody around the nation is getting ready for, certainly in this state.
That would be in Memphis. Sometime in February. I was trying to browse my schedule here.
Your schedule's packed. You can't look through there.
Well, I can DVR it if I can't be there. February 23rd, it is.
Off the timeout, here's Lofton working against Butler. And Ramar Smith will set things up. 5 to shoot. Over Lighty at 3. And Williams has got the rebound. Knocked away for a moment. Prince hanging in the air, and he throws it out of bounds.
When you're that close to the rim, you've got Buckeyes already, Ian, with 5 turnovers in their first 10 possessions. They made 1 of 5 from the floor. There's Butler.
And the pull-up three doesn't go. Williams, the uncontested rebound for the Vols. Smith using the screen, lob, and slam. Oh, fantastic. Smith to Prince on a special delivery. It's a 7-0 Tennessee run. They're chasing Butler out on the perimeter, but Ohio State having a tough time finding good looks. Butler swatted on the outside by the length of Prince. Baseline, Turner hanging and hits.
Well done by Evan Turner. If he can just take care of the ball better, 18 turnovers in his last 5 games, he does an excellent job getting to the lane and maintaining body control to get looks at the basket.
11-6 Tennessee. Here's Lofton on the outside. They've got Smith as well. Really remaining patient against this Ohio State zone. Smith, the leaner. Tip in goes Brian Williams.
Well, how about that young man, Ian? He's come in and made a mark on this game with his ability to grab caroms.
And that's good news for Tennessee when they're getting that kind of production from a freshman.
Yeah. I think his upside is terrific, Ian. When you consider he's only played basketball for a couple of years, he's got excellent hands, tremendous basketball IQ. He's only going to get better and better.
Here's Smith pushing it up the floor. Lofton looking for a shot. Here's Lofton, lets it fly. A three. Now they can hurt you in so many ways, Clark.
They're very diverse in their attack, and Ohio State needs another timeout.
It's a 12-2 Tennessee run. They are rocking in Knoxville.
Large in February, but a very healthy non-conference schedule, and perhaps if any of those top 4 teams I talked about, it's still far too early to start trying to seed teams for the NCAA tournament, but you think about what Tennessee has shown on their non-conference resume, they would certainly be in the conversation if things go according to plan to be perhaps on that one or two seed line if they can maintain the pace they're playing at right now.
Leidy loses the ball. Smith throws it up. And a foul call. Loose ball foul. Ryan Childress, who just checked in for Tennessee. Leidy will take a seat.
Anytime you're on the road, you really want to try to get off to a strong start, and the Buckeyes have to do a better job of attacking.
And Turner does.
And that's well done. If you can beat that initial wave, Ian, of this pressure, you've got opportunities to get to the rim, but you've got to squeeze the orange in order to have some orange juice.
Now that Nana talked about the fact they couldn't get clean looks at the basket early against Michigan State, but he was proud of the job his team did fighting back in that second half. Digging an early hole against the Spartans in a similar feel here. 16-8, Tennessee leading it. And again, Volunteers deliberate. Chisholm. Rebounded by Lofton.
Well, if you're going to be in the zone and you know a team is going to take perimeter shots, you have to be conscious of getting those long rebounds. Your guards have to filter in to that free throw lane area extended and be aggressive pursuing the ball.
Probing the zone. Rejected. Oh, what a defensive play by Hunter on Childress. Out of bounds. Last touch by Tennessee. Timeout.
Well, Othello Hunter doing a nice job recovering. Childress thought he had it, and Hunter beat it right back at it.
10 poll. Number 6 Duke will get a tough test at home tonight against Clemson, while Pittsburgh is hanging tough at number 10 despite losing 2 starters to injury. Now back to the game.
All right, and a great storyline here in Knoxville. Duke Cruz, big man from this Tennessee Volunteer squad, suffering from a heart condition, but the news earlier this week, he's been cleared by the University of Tennessee medical staff to return to action. Cruz, his big smile, his birthday is tomorrow, so he got some of the best news possible From Hampton, Virginia, the sophomore, and a guy that's going to help this team down the road if they can achieve some of the expectations that they've set forth for themselves.
Without question, and great news for him. He'll start conditioning. Actually had his first workout in about 6 weeks yesterday with strength and conditioning coach Chad Newman, and will continue along that path. But he gives him a physical presence. He's kind of a security blanket defensively, rebounds the ball strong, and he'll help Wayne Chisholm man the middle for this explosive Vols team.
Conley and Daquan Cook, Ron Lewis, Ivan Harris.
That's a load.
They're all playing professionally now, with Lewis in Belgium and Harris in Finland, the other three in the NBA. So Ohio State chipping away here, 16-10. Volunteers leading. Extending that zone, Howell looking for an opening.
One of the things about the zone is that when you rotate properly, that's a terrific pass diagonally to find a three-point shot for Chris Lofton. But when you rotate properly in the zone defense, your help is stationary and in good position.
Turner throwing a pass, nobody home. Tennessee with numbers if they hurry. Defense gets back, and good step in by Butler. Ohio State in transition. Butler the jump shot. And long rebound to Lofton. Foul called in the backcourt on Evan Turner. Visit CBSSports.com for a wrap-up of all the day's basketball action. Get the latest at CBSSports.com. So J.P. Prince back in there for Tennessee, along with Tyler Smith, Howell, Jawan Smith, and Chisholm. Leaner doesn't go. Smith sticks with it and draws the foul. It will be Hunter picking up his first. And free throws coming up for 85% free throw shooter Jawan Smith. Blog on Jawan Smith.
He is so much improved from a year ago. A clutch shooter. He's hard because he shoots the three. He can get to the rim. He is a playmaker and a pilferer. Leads his team in steals, and he just missed a couple of free throws, which does not happen often for him.
And the leader. That's what Bruce Pearl told us. They look to him for leadership on the floor, off the court as well.
He spent time at the LeBron James Skills Academy, and really felt like that helped him grow as a player in terms of his confidence, his focus, and you can see it in his play.
They're chasing Butler off an entry. Here's Hunter leaning in. Follow it. Hunter sticking with it, and he draws the foul.
I tell you what, Othello Hunter has been really a force and a factor inside. This is as aggressive as I've seen him. And that time, Hunter able to get his own miss and earn 2 points for his team.
And a 6-0 run for Ohio State. Buckeyes have settled down here. Hunter has 5 rebounds in the early going. Personal foul on Jawan Smith of Tennessee. Prince giving it up. Nice look.
Hunter.
He had it negated by Hunter.
He's everywhere. Dominating the paint right now.
And living up to his last name. Oh, soft touch, it doesn't go. Evan Turner. Prince has got point guard skills handling the ball. That was his position coming out of high school when he signed on with Arizona. You look up 16-12 after Tennessee controlled it in the early action. Smith lines it up. Can't hit the three. Uncontested rebound to Turner. And Ohio State finding a flow. Nice look inside. Terwilliger. And he gives it up. Here's Prince on the move. Prince putting it high off the window. Prince sticks with it. How about J.P. Prince, a nose for the ball?
Yeah, he really does have a knack for getting to the basket, and just was in the right place at the right time there. The Buckeyes have to attack. They've got a numbers advantage here.
John Diebler's got a smooth stroke, but still searching for it. 29% from the field as a freshman from Upper Sandusky, Ohio. Way outside, it doesn't go for Tyler Smith. 18-12, Volunteers in front. Ohio State yet to convert on a three-pointer. And Terwilliger can't change it. Turner busting through for the bucket.
Ohio State felt like they could hurt the Vols by rebounding offensively and then attacking the paint area, and that's where they've been most effective.
Neither team shooting it well. Back here in Knoxville, let's take a look at the game summary. Ohio State 4 of 17 from the field, but Tennessee is just 8 of 23. And give credit to Ohio State what they've done in the paint so far. Ian Eagle, Clark Kellogg, they took Tennessee's first punch, and they've been able to respond.
Yeah, they have responded well. Part of it is they're one of the best teams in the nation in field goal percentage defense at only 37, 28% three-point field goal defense. So the fact that they can challenge shots.
Well, Tennessee has been on a hot streak, and you're never quite sure who's going to do it for them. They've had 5 different players lead them in scoring over the course of this season. Meanwhile, Ohio State back-to-back losses to Purdue and Michigan State. Williams filling the lane. Prince was able to find it. Now Butler needs some help and throws it over the top to Diebler. Koufos. Fans wanted to travel. Koufos couldn't finish it.
Well, that's one you've got to get when you've got a one-on-one situation in the open court at the rim. You've got to convert that.
Tennessee up by 6, under 7 minutes to go in this first half. On a spin, count it, and a foul. Tyler Smith going to the free throw line for an old-fashioned three-point opportunity.
Well, he leads this team in rebounding, assist. Nice little spin move here, and he's much taller than Butler, who reached in at the last minute and committed the foul.
We asked Bruce Pearl if Smith has been better than he anticipated. He said no, he's been just as good as we thought he would be, but he's actually been a better fit than we ever thought he could be this quickly.
Exactly. Well, his versatility, he can defend small guys and big guys, take some of the ball handling pressure off of his guards. So he just does so much for you.
Well, no back line help. There was no last line of defense as Leidy was able to get down the floor for Ohio State. Buckeyes handled the pressure. 23-16 Volunteers. On the cut, Smith, and a blocking foul call. So quick, crisp ball movement for Tennessee.
One of the nation's best in assists are the Vols because everybody handles it pretty well and they're unselfish, always looking to make the extra pass.
5 team fouls on both Ohio State and Tennessee, and Volunteers will use a timeout. We'll step aside with 6:27 to go, first half. Here on CBS. Off the timeout, Smith gets it in for Williams, and knocked away by Diebler.
Nice job by John Diebler that time with the active hands. Only 3 players have scored for the Buckeyes. The last basket by Leidy was the first 2 that Hunter or Turner had not scored.
And Diebler loses it. Ohio State 4-0 lifetime against Tennessee. And they give it up. Here's Smith running hard, taking it to the hole, and he's fouled by Turner. It's going to be number 2 on the freshman, Evan Turner. Smith has gotten up to 63%, but there are many times where Pearl will take him out of the game late and insert Jordan Howell because he's a more consistent free throw shooter.
Right. Although he did play the end of the game Thursday night against Vanderbilt, and Bruce was pretty excited about that because he brings so many different elements. Defense, ball handling, he's an excellent rebounder for a guard. He had 9 assists in that game Thursday with only 1 turnover.
He's got electrifying ability. Cut to the rim, and Butler with a chance for 3.
How about Othello Hunter? Beautiful pass by Hunter.
And for Butler, that's 32 consecutive free throws made. The senior from Lima, Ohio. Rejected. Hunter with his 3rd block. Knocked outside. Prince trying to save. He does. Is that the correct pronunciation, by the way?
Lyman.
It is Lyman. It was one of the. I saw you.
It's a Lyman thing.
I saw you react.
I was thinking about all those folks in the Buckeye Nation.
Exactly. That's the last thing I want to do. Will forever know it is Lima being Ohio. And a chance to tack one more on the board for Lighty.
Well, the Buckeyes have done here as though that was a blocked shot.
Well, Chisholm called for the personal foul, so Lighty, 57% shooter, and we'll see some changes here. Oriented mentality. He'll do anything it takes for the team.
Yeah, he's that kind of kid, but they need him to produce double-digit points, I think, on a more consistent basis within the flow of the offense and within his game. He's a slasher. He can attack the rim. He's an improved shooter, and he's just had a little bit of trouble finishing of late. And there's Hunter again bothering the shot by Williams.
Well, the right idea on the high-low connection, but Williams unable to convert. Lighty a three. And it's rebounded by Smith. 4-point differential, just under 5 minutes to play first half. How about that breakdown? Ramar Smith taking it to the hoop. (27-21) Volunteers.
Getting a huge contribution from its bench. Tennessee 12 points off the bench.
Lighty thought about a backdoor cut for Butler. Keep it on the perimeter with 10 to shoot. Diebler has to make something happen. To the hoop. Offensive foul. John Diebler averaged 40 points per game as a senior at Upper Sandusky. And just having a tough time finding hoops at this level.
Yeah, he had a stretch where he shot it really well for about 4 games, but by and large, he just hasn't had enough of them find the bottom of the net. He's a diligent worker and an outstanding shooter. And right now, it's just a matter of maybe losing a little confidence and pressing a bit.
Childress will get it outside. P.J. Hill has come on for the first time. Thad Matta has to get Butler a rest at some point. Lofton, wide open look. And over the backboard. Time to take a look at our AT&T in-game analysis.
Well, in terms of the Buckeyes, I talked about them needing to have a good basketball IQ and toughness. I give them a C+ right now. They started slow, but they have done a good job of taking care of the ball in the latter part of this half and attacking when they've beaten the pressure, and they've rebounded well on both boards. Butler obviously struggling, and Tennessee has to be pleased with how they've defended him. But in shackling Butler, they've up.
AT&T at the half. Gus Johnson and Seth Davis will get you caught up on all the scores, highlights, and the latest college basketball news. That's coming up on AT&T at the half. And with Gus back there, AT&T at the half could go into triple overtime. Pretty good chance.
We had a good time last weekend in Lexington.
That was wonderful to watch.
As that game went to double overtime, Gus was in his element.
You think?
And I was alone for the ride.
Exactly. Jump on the coattails.
Yes, sir.
Tennessee leading this one 27-21 with 3:45 to go in this first half. Again, they handle the pressure. And Lighty hooking a pass and a blocking foul. Bruce Pearl irate.
Wow.
He thought that one was going to go the other way.
Yeah, I thought so too. David Lighty, fortunate there. He was a bit out of control, going a little faster than necessary.
Doppler last year, but as Clark alluded to earlier, they need a little more scoring from him to see him creep into double digits. Trent sneaking inside, but he can't finish it.
Well, he's got a terrific knack for getting to the rim, but that time just overspun the shot.
And a reach-in foul as
continues. I noticed too that you didn't make a lot of mention of the streak.
No. Yeah. I know I have power at the play-by-play mind. You don't want to mess with fate. I gotta tell you, Butler should get a phone call from Jerry, the Subway guy. Look at the physique.
Yeah, he's really leaned up nicely.
That's a congratulatory phone call.
Yeah.
I'll try to hook that up.
You will, okay. I'll leave it to you.
Tyler Smith. He's been quiet, Smith.
I'll tell you what, this zone has befuddled Tennessee, and Bruce Pearl was concerned about it. He wondered how his team would handle it, how patient would they be.
Hunter doesn't get the roll. Turner inside, can't miss. An easy one for Turner. A great save by Butler, all alone, Turner with the flush.
Well, they're outworking the Vols officials are allowing them to play. And the Buckeyes taking full advantage of the fact that touches aren't being called, contact being allowed to go uncalled for Turner. For actually Hunter to Turner.
Yep. And even Bruce Pearl taking one for the team as Butler made contact with the Tennessee head coach on the save. How about this? Buckeyes with a chance to take the lead as we hit the 2-minute mark first half. And a steal. Prince comes up with it. Lead feed. Lob. Unable to convert. Smith couldn't catch it cleanly, but he lays it in. They tried to razzle-dazzle, and Tyler Smith able to stick with it.
Something we haven't mentioned, but it seems like it might be rearing its head now, Ian. The game Thursday night for Tennessee was an emotional game, but here's Smith with the pilfer and a pair of points at the end of it. Ohio State last played midweek, and Tennessee, until just the last couple of possessions, appearing to be a little flat.
11 Ohio State turnovers. Screen and roll. How about that? Othello Hunter. He has got it going here today. Wasting no time, getting it down the floor in a hurry. Just over a minute to play in this first half. 3-point Tennessee lead. Spread the floor with Prince. And the jump shot doesn't go. Rebounded by Turner.
Ohio State really doing a nice job rebounding out of that zone after the first couple of minutes here today.
Young Evan Turner with 8 boards.
We talked about his versatility earlier, and he's showing it to you. Nice pass there.
Lighty gives it up. Butler, open look. Can't hit the three. And the rebound to Tyler Smith. Tennessee can hold for one. Lamar Smith will set it up with 12 seconds left in the half. Down to 5 seconds. Smith. A dunk. Williams finishes around the rim, and that's how the half will end. Good setup by the freshman, Brian Williams, making himself available inside.
Well, they felt like they could get this action inside against the zone, and Williams did a nice job making himself available and then being able to catch it and finish in traffic. Excellent hands there by Williams.
Tennessee outscores the Ohio State bench 14-0. We have hit halftime. 33-28 Tennessee. Let's go to New York and Gus Johnson.
All right, Ian, coming up on AT&T at the half, we'll get you caught up on today's action, including top-ranked North Carolina's matchup against Maryland. After this message and a word from your local station. In New York with the score in Knoxville, Tennessee, leading Ohio State 33-28. I'm joined by Seth Davis from Sports Illustrated. Bruce Pearl has some serious talent down there in Knoxville.
He does, and the difference this year, Gus, is they're playing some serious defense. They shut down Vanderbilt from the three-point line. Ohio State does not have a three. Plus, Tennessee can play 12 guys, so you know they're not going to get worn down the stretch.
All right, let's fire up the scoreboard for you. We'll start.
CBS Sports presents AT&T at the half. Your world delivered.
CBS Sports college basketball coverage is sponsored by Hummer, like nothing else. Liberty Mutual, responsibility. What's your policy? And by T. Rowe Price, providing investment management excellence for over 70 years. Invest with confidence. And getting ready for second half action with Tennessee leading Ohio State 33-28. Moments ago, head coach of the Volunteers, Bruce Pearl, gave us exclusive access inside his locker room.
Good. And listen, when we come down at the fast break and we get some more movement, rather than just being stationary, that's been our best offense. When the point guards change the floor, when he's looking to penetrate, circle backs aren't good because they're, because obviously they're going to just switch that against the zone. But your drives from the perimeter, your drives, and then we got guys settling for jump shots. Drive. I got to have somebody back cut. You'll be wide open and back cut it. Drive. Shoot it, we'll get an offensive rebound. Drive inside out wide open, okay? So put the ball down the floor. Ty always had the most success taking the ball to the basket. If you're going to settle, put it on the floor. But it's the rest of you guys that are going to get open, and you're going to really like what you get on the offensive.
And we welcome you back now courtside. Ian Eagle along with Clark Kellogg. Bruce Pearl always talks about passion and poise. I think we know where they get their passion from, right?
Without question.
Yeah.
He's got great energy. Obviously highlighted a couple of things they need to do better. They've got to get the ball into the lane a little bit, and they also have to try to defend without fouling as much as they did in that first half.
And right now, let's take a look at our first half stats presented by Capital One.
Well, neither team shot the ball that well. You see the Buckeyes did not make a three-point shot. 2 for 12 for Tennessee. Points off turnovers, huge points off the bench. But the Buckeyes, you're wondering, how are they only 5 down?
Right.
They didn't shoot it well, but they made 12 of 14 foul shots compared to only 3 of 5 foul shots made by Tennessee. That's why they're as close as they are.
And what a half for Othello Hunter. Second half action from Knoxville. Ohio State is looking for a breakthrough victory. This would be a tremendous achievement out of conference on the road against a big-time SEC team. Here's Koufos. He was very quiet in the first half, and good sign. He gets the roll on his first attempt, second half.
Only played 6 minutes, was not very strong or aggressive. Thad Matta tries to get him going by going inside to him on the first possession of the second half. And Koufos has to be aggressive. He's got a size advantage on Chisholm as the Buckeyes get a turnover to start.
Hunter able to step in front, come away with the steal. Here's Butler using the Hunter screen. There's the roll and the finish. Othello Hunter goes foul. Hunter misses at the line. He had a chance to tie it. 10 points for Hunter. The only player in double figures along with Turner. Tennessee has never trailed. They lead this one 33-32. Chisholm on a kick out. Howell, a jump shot. He nails it. A three.
Well, they make an average of 10 a game on 27 attempts per game. So you know they're going to continue to look at the three-point shot, although Bruce Pearl would like to see them balance their diet with drives to the paint.
Here's Turner putting it on the floor, turning the corner on Smith, and lays it in. Excellent acceleration by the freshman. Jawan Smith trying to catch them napping on the other end. Howell just hit one from deep. Lofton pulls the trigger. And a snatch for Hunter on the interior.
He was in double territory already, isn't he?
Othello Hunter, 10 points and 7 boards. Count it. How about Koufos from the perimeter?
Very comfortable out there, shooting the ball from deep.
Lofton able to answer a triple. So Ohio State took its first lead, short-lived, as Tennessee goes back in front, 39-37. We are just underway, second half.
First time the building has come alive. I think the fans may have been a little tired from Thursday night as well.
Yeah, quick turnaround for the fans after the emotional 80-60 win over Vanderbilt. Turner feeding the post.
Koufos has to go to work right away. He can't wait around. When he catches it in there, it's right now, get busy, go to work. He's got an advantage, and Chisholm has 3 fouls as well.
The freshman from Canton, Ohio, he's looked like a different guy in the early stages of this second half. Foul called on Lighty on the perimeter.
I imagine that Thad Matta, although we did not have all access, exclusive access to the Buckeye locker room, I'm imagining that Thad had a few words for Koufos just to build him up and get him confident and aggressive in his approach for this next 20 minutes.
We have exclusive speculation that very well could have happened in the locker room.
Well said.
We talked to Coach Matta about Koufos and the fact that he is a perfectionist, and it's a blessing and a curse. That's a veteran play by Smith, but he expected a whistle. Lighty on a run-out. They've got numbers. Lighty will do it himself for Ohio State. Lofton didn't see it, and it caroms off his shoulder out of bounds.
A lot of this is due to Ohio State being aggressive and converting, but I still can't get away from the fact that Tennessee is perhaps a little bit off its game, and very well it could be because of Thursday night and the emotion and the energy. You go into conference play, you have to ratchet it up, and now you got a non-conference game.
Oh, Krufus had it denied by Chisholm. Turner open look. And it's rebounded by Tyler Smith. 41-39 Buckeyes. The floater, Smith, no, following his own shot, and he draws the foul.
After a scoreless,
Smith missing on the first attempt. And Krufus down the road may not be playing in the role that he's playing in right now. That's something you got to keep an eye on with their recruiting class coming up. And near the end of today's game, we'll select a Chevrolet player contribution to each university's general scholarship fund, Chevy and American Revolution. Next year, Krufus very well could be a power forward. Yes?
That's right. B.J. Mullins is an outstanding 7-footer, part of the class of 2008 for the Buckeyes. Nice look there by Butler.
And the finish on the inside. Ohio State extends to a 44-39 advantage.
How does Tennessee get back in control of this? Ohio State doing a nice job in their zone defense. Tennessee going to have to move the ball and get some dribble penetration.
Now Prince leaving it for Chisholm, but he missed it. Ohio State's outscored Tennessee 16-6 in the second half. Oh, what an angle! Othello Hunter. How did he get that one off? Wow. Smith the other way. And a foul call. What a turnaround. The Ohio State Buckeyes on a roll, and Hunter in the middle of it. Well, the state of Tennessee is a basketball hotbed right now. The Memphis Tigers, undefeated, ranked number 2 in the country. How about Vanderbilt, ranked 16th in the nation? They had won their first 16 games, but they've lost 2 in a row, including one to Tennessee right here on Thursday night. For Memphis, they've got some tough remaining games with Gonzaga on the schedule, at Houston, home for Houston, and then
they've just been a little bit out of sync. I think part of that you can attribute to the zone defense of Ohio State. Tennessee has been a little impatient offensively. They've got to reverse the ball, try to dribble, drive the seam, and then they've got to knock down three-point shots. I mean, that's a big part of what Tennessee does. They need the three-point shots to go. Nice drive there by Prince.
Well, J.P. Prince just made it look easy getting to the hoop.
And the score allows them to get into some full-court pressure. It'll just be the initial wave, and then they back up.
That ended a 9-0 Ohio State run. 5-point advantage for the Buckeyes. Diebler gets a touch. Back in by Krufus. It was online, but too strong. Smith the other way. And Jawan Smith will back it out.
Nice job by the Buckeyes to get back in transition and match up defensively.
Tennessee's lone loss this season came back in November to Texas, 97-78. They've ripped off 10 wins in a row. Here's Smith to the hoop. Well, a fearless sophomore from Mount Clemens, Michigan. Strong, good build, gritty point guard. Fans getting back involved, 46-43. 18-0 off the bench in favor of Tennessee. Now Krufus really battling with Childress on the inside. Leaning in, counting! And reached the three-point play. He has put up 10 points, all of which have come in the first 5 minutes and change of the second half.
How about the Buckeyes with 21 points in the first 5.5 minutes?
They scored 28 in the first half entirely. Smith on a miss, and he has been off his game. Tyler Smith, the transfer from Iowa. Going to the hoop. Dipsy Doo doesn't go for Lighty. They control the rebound. Krufus the jump shot. And it's rebounded by Tyler Smith for Tennessee. 49-43 Ohio State. Lamar Smith going the other way. It's a charge on Smith. Second foul on the point guard.
Well, this is a tough one for me because it appears as though Diebler, who does a nice job to get position, is under the goal. See, I think you've got to at least have your body out in front of the basket to be able to effectively take a charge. From that angle, it appeared that Diebler, although in good position with his body, was well underneath the basket. Tough call against Tennessee there.
J.P. Prince sits, changes for Tennessee. Lofton is in, and Brian Williams, who did a nice job in that first half, the freshman, on the floor as well. Matt Terwilliger now out there for Ohio State. 13:32 to play. We're in the second half. 49-43 Buckeyes. Near steal. Lighty able to find Diebler on the wing, but he missed it for three. Again, Ohio State able to get back defensively, not allow Tennessee to score in transition.
Very important because Tennessee loves to operate in the open court, and they've had difficulty attacking this zone defense.
Hey, look at the big names for Tennessee. Tyler Smith, Wayne Chisholm, Chris Lofton, talking about a combined 15 points right now. Smith comes in averaging 13.5 per game. Lofton at the same number. Chisholm just under 10 per game.
Right. That's about 37 points they typically get between those three. And there's Tyler Smith right on cue.
Gorgeous spin by Tyler Smith. A complete player, exceptional athlete.
And he has a terrific competitive spirit as well. Knows he's been struggling. He's had opportunities around the rim, just hasn't converted. Goes to the left hand here. Beautifully done.
Second personal on Hunter. 15 foul against Ohio State, and even 13 minutes to play. Pressure in the backcourt, intercepted.
This is where they like to shoot the three.
Kick out, Jawan Smith. Bottom! A three. Timeout in Knoxville.
Got tickets?
Tie things back up, and this epitomizes who Tennessee is. Pressure and the steal right here. We'll clear it. This is after a made free throw. Now you get the ball to the middle of the floor. We got penetration, and we've got a three-point shooter right here spotting up. Off the turnover, that's Ramar Smith to Jawan Smith. Bang! And that's 6 quick points in about 6 seconds. They spurt you with their three-point shooting and with their defensive pressure.
12 Ohio State turnovers. That's something that Tennessee does as well as anybody in the nation. They force 21 turnovers per game. That's third in the country behind VMI and Texas State. And then capitalizing on those turnovers. 6-0 run, as you mentioned, Clark. And doing it against a young team. You're not sure how they respond. Ohio State now will hand it to Butler, trying to make a play. It rims out.
Well, after 11 first-half turnovers, the one we just diagrammed for you was the first turnover of this half for Ohio State. That's part of the reason the Buckeyes were able to explode out to a lead here in the first 7 minutes of this half. But Tennessee never goes away, and they're always within range of putting together a run.
Volunteers can regain the lead. 9 to shoot. Lofton makes his move. Good look. Inside, it's Williams to Smith for the deuce.
That's what you call being a frame ahead. Brian Williams made that pass before he caught the basketball.
8-0 run for the Volunteers. 51-49, Tennessee. Butler gives up his dribble. Lighty using the screen. Off the drive. Draws the defense, but Turner can't hit the triple. Smith on the move. And a lead for Tyler Smith. Forced to reload it. Lofton straight away. Got it! A three. 11-0 Tennessee run. And Ohio State needs help. Turner able to handle the pressure, spinning to the hoop. That's an aggressive mindset for a freshman.
Man, what balance to make that spin move on the dead run, under control, and quiet the crowd momentarily.
Lofton fouled in three-point territory by Terwilliger. 3 free throws coming up with Tennessee in front by 3. CBS Sports College Basketball coverage is sponsored by Burnout Paradise. In stores January 22nd. Chevy, an American Revolution. And by Prescription Flomax. And back in the Marble City, where Tennessee leads at 54-51 over Ohio State, NCAA March Madness on Demand is back. Watch live games from the NCAA Championship online for free. VIP passes are available right now. Sign up at ncaa.com. Well, 3 free throws coming up for Chris Lofton of Tennessee and for Ohio State, playing at such a high level the beginning stages of this second half, and then Tennessee in that 1-minute burst changed the whole pace of this game.
Yeah, they really did, and that's what Ohio State has to continue to fight against. You can't do it just for 20 minutes or 24 or 30. You have to do it for 40 minutes. And Chris Lofton, who struggled in the first half, now trying to continue to be a catalyst in this surge that has allowed Tennessee to get back on top. You see he's got 9 points, all on 3-point field goals.
You talked about it top of the show. His numbers are down from last year. He led the SEC in scoring, nearly 21 points per game. He's averaging 13 this season. We asked Bruce Pearl about it, and he's fielded these questions throughout the season. He had a good perspective on it. Lofton's always been overlooked in his career. He was the guy coming out of high school who couldn't play big-time basketball. Once he got here, he was kind of an afterthought as he misses on the second attempt. You know, Coach Pearl said this is the first time where he's had to prove people right, because there were actually a lot of hype surrounding him coming into his senior year, and maybe that's been a little bit different pressure.
Yeah, that is a different kind of pressure. It's one thing to kind of be the underdog. It's another thing to be the marked guy. And also the dynamics of the team have changed with the addition of Tyler Smith and how well he's played, and J.P. Prince.
1 out of 3 free throws and a timeout. CBS. Bruce Pearl and the Tennessee Volunteers leading this one 55-51 over Ohio State. Vols will take on Kentucky at Rupp on Tuesday night.
Tough stretch for the Vols. A lot of games in a short window of time.
Leidy taking it to the hole, but unable to finish.
That's been part of David's struggle to be a consistent scorer, the inability to finish at the rim. He had a good look that time.
4-point Tennessee lead. Smith twirling and off the mark. Here's Butler the other way for Ohio State. Looking to turn the corner on Howell.
Tennessee has done a nice job on Jamar Butler, but the Buckeyes still find themselves very much in it, thanks to the strong play of Evan Turner and Othello Hunter and Costa Koufos here in the second half.
Here's Koufos facing and tripped. We have not seen Duke Cruz here today, who has been cleared to play by the University of Tennessee medical staff, suffering from a heart condition. Inside, Hunter shuffled the feet, and traveling is the call.
He felt like he got bumped and that the ball was deflected. The officials felt otherwise. Duke Cruz, as we mentioned earlier, just not ready to get out on the court yet. He needs some conditioning work. He's been inactive ever since being diagnosed with the heart ailment. So it'll be a while before he's ready to get back on the court.
That ball went through the hands of Williams. Cruz is in the role of spectator today.
Chisholm's foul trouble. It'd be nice to have him, but I don't think Bruce will use him today, because I think he's uncomfortable playing with his back to the basket. But I think long term, Ian, the necessity of having to play inside based on the makeup of this team as it's currently put together will help Koufos as he develops his all-around game.
Lofton still can't find that shooting stroke. Came in this season with a reputation of being one of the top shooters in the nation, if not the top shooter. Offensive rebound, Smith on a kick out for Jawan Smith. Crossover. Lofton makes his cut amongst the trees. He throws it up. And Hunter able to tap it out. Lighty, extra feed. Butler, nobody home. And now Tennessee with numbers. A 4-on-2 developing. Smith outside. Lofton a three. Wow, he missed it badly. Rejected by Hunter, but it's going to count. Goaltending the call. And Jawan Smith will get credit for the deuce.
You heard Bruce Pearl in his halftime message to his team talk about getting the ball to the lane. Even if you don't get the initial thrust, Ian, you've got room to get to the offensive glass. And that's just what Tennessee did there. By attacking the rim off the dribble, they're able to get second shot chances.
There's Butler trying to fend off Smith. Now Turner gets a touch way outside. Turner puts his head down. Hunter, oh, he just clips Smith on the chin. Turner pull up, pop, book it.
He has been impressive, Ian. Evan Turner.
And Tyler Smith is checking for some loose teeth. It was completely inadvertent out front as Smith took an elbow to the mouth. Tyler Smith will be checked out by the Tennessee medical staff. Take a peek. Right there.
Yeah, there it is. Oh, it's a tough, wow.
Tyler Smith, Tennessee native. Well, there's a whole story that goes along with how he finally got here. After transferring from Iowa, he was set to come to Tennessee. Buzz Peterson was let go. Came back to his home state to be closer to his family. Unfortunately, his father, Billy, passed away from cancer in September. And was allowed to play right away. Did not have to sit out the full year after the transfer from the Big Ten school. Ramar Smith to the hoop, and a chance for three. Oh, the sophomore is making things happen off the dribble. Ramar Smith. Boy, he's got electrifying ability, a tremendous penetrator, a timeout. Thompson Bowling Arena, we welcome you back. Time to check out our Pacific Life game summary.
Very impressive for Ohio State, the 55% shooting, only 3 turnovers. Have yet to get it going from the three-point line, though. That's a factor. Tennessee has picked up their shooting as well, picked up its shooting as well. And the three-point shot really is a part of the package the Buckeyes have not had in their game today, and it's the difference in the game.
Yeah, combine that with no production from their bench. They've been outscored by the Tennessee reserves 20-0.
No real surprise there. Tennessee utilizes its bench more, but I mean 20 zip. I mean that's a double shutout in ping pong.
It is.
Yeah, that would be a double skunk in ping pong.
Is that a sport you excel at?
No, I enjoyed it when I played years ago. But anytime folks are parked on zero, just reminds me of how I used to handle some of my opponents in table tennis.
You want to see some video, I think. 59-54 as the ball is tipped out of bounds. Coming up tomorrow. Season won't miss it tomorrow at 8, 7 Central. Right here on CBS. For Ohio State, Turner and Hunter both have posted double-doubles here this afternoon.
Terrific effort by both, yet they're still on the bottom side of the scoreboard.
Long three, Butler forced to take the deep one with the shot clock winding down. And Ohio State one and done. 59-54, Tennessee in front. Inside, Ramar Smith for the finish. And Tennessee extends to a 7-point lead. Buckeyes are down to 1 of 12 from three-point range. Under 7 minutes to go. Butler, air ball and a high arcing delivery. And Smith will slow it down. Childress on the give and go. Smith is open. Got it! A three! Big reaction here in Big Orange Country. Timeout, Ohio State. Volunteers take a double-digit lead here in the second half.
55. Here's Ian and Clark back in Knoxville.
All right, Gus, thanks very much. Tennessee has opened up a 10-point advantage with 6:16 to go in this second half. Ohio State was able to turn the tide early portion of this second half, but Tennessee has gotten back to what they do best, and they've matched their largest lead. Some of the top stories around the SEC this year: Vanderbilt got off to the great start, but they've suffered.
Ole Miss, very impressive team. I saw their game against Florida the other night. Wayne Curtis had a nice, strong 20-10 effort. 20 and 12, I think he won.
We have seen a 17-point turnaround over the last 9 minutes. And Lighty forced to call a timeout. Tennessee wanted to travel on the slip. I don't know if Ohio State had any left. 6:01 to play.
Tubby Smith is playing 10, 11 guys, all giving him tremendous energy at the defensive end of the floor. I think DJ White having a phenomenal season so far for Indiana, leading the conference and rebounding and playing with outstanding confidence.
The game reset. Ohio State, no timeouts left. Tennessee has a full complement. Possession arrow favors the Volunteers. The next foul committed by either team will send their opponent into the bonus.
The Buckeyes, after scoring 18 points in about 4 minutes, to start this half, they've only scored 5 in the last 6 minutes.
There's Butler in a matchup with Smith. High screen, Kufis. Out of the corner, an air ball from Lighty. Prince down the floor, gliding to the hoop, swatted, and goaltending the call against Kufis.
Well, the inability to make perimeter shots really causing Ohio State trouble. Kufis makes a good effort, but clearly that ball was in the square on its way down when he blocked it. And Tennessee putting together one of their patented surges here to get this 12-point lead.
Now Butler very close to a backcourt violation. And a foul given on the outside to Prince. It's a 9-0 run. Extended run is 23-5. Now the Volunteers enjoying their largest lead of the day.
And that's been a combination of about 3 different runs. With a 6-0 and another 6-0. So again, Tennessee doing what they do.
Evan Turner.
And aggressively attacking the basket. Rebounded well from the wing position. But the inability to make shots, the defensive job that Tennessee has done on Jamar Butler. And then capitalizing on turnovers and timely three-point shooting as Tennessee has attacked the rim here in the second half. What led the Vols to this lead?
You know, Juwan Smith has really developed into a good scorer when you look up at the board. Lamar Smith going to the hoop. And Juwan has 15 points, but you can't necessarily go back in your head and figure out how he has 15 points. Lamar got that deuce. And he's played well off the bench. So give the bucket, 19 now for Turner. And a 68-57 lead. And a steal for Turner. He'll take it himself for the two-handed flush. So the high man for Tennessee, Juwan Smith with 15, Lamar Smith with 12. And and double figures for Lofton and Tyler Smith as well. But Tennessee unable to convert on one side, and now Ohio State hanging around 68-59. Hunter is not a three-point shooter.
No, he is not. Good job here, though, to take it to the rim.
And it's
Smith times 3 here. You see 37 points, 17 rebounds between Tyler, Juwan, and Ramar. Tyler actually also has a cut lip, but he is available to return. Those guys doing it for the line.
Now, youth is certainly being served on this Ohio State team. Jamar Butler, the senior. Thad Matta talking about the fact that Butler doesn't say a whole lot, but the fact that the young players can see the way he operates in practice every day. A hard worker, very dedicated to the game. Hunter completes the three-point play.
And very competitive as well. He was a little frustrated with his team. He felt like they had perhaps not fought hard enough at Purdue. Very proud of their response in the Michigan State game and the comeback in the second half. And I think would have to be pretty pleased with what he's seen from that young man, Evan Turner, today, Othello Hunter, a fellow senior, and Jamar has had a difficult day. Tennessee has really geared its defense towards not allowing him to get off. And with this Buckeyes team, they need everybody. They need 3 or 4 guys to play close to their best level, and that hasn't quite happened today.
7-0 run for the Buckeyes. A three. Lofton knocks it down. (71-62). 20 points off of Ohio State turnovers. And it was a wasted opportunity as the Buckeyes had the rebound. So many red jerseys in the area, but traveling was the call as 2 Buckeyes battled for the loose ball.
That was a challenge shot that Lofton made, but he's capable of doing that.
Costa Koufos. And he's got 13 points, all in the second half. Howell handles the pressure, takes it himself. Underneath, and Chisholm was fouled.
Wow. Oh my, the Buckeye bench livid with that call. Chisholm missed an easy one. Thad Matta and his coaches, assistant coaches, can't believe it. I thought Chisholm just missed it.
So Wayne Chisholm, 38% free throw shooter, will go to the line. Inside, outside ability. First free throw attempt of the day. This week, Dave is all new with presidential hopeful John Edwards. And on CBS, Chisholm goes 1 out of 2. 72-64. Ohio State has certainly taken advantage of the free throw line. Tennessee has not.
Well, Tennessee has taken advantage of the three-point line, and Ohio State is not. They need a couple of threes to go. They don't have any timeout, so they can't stop the clock. They've got to splash some threes and try to get turnovers.
Butler was 0 for 5 from three-point range. Oh, how about that rejection?
Another one.
Koufos.
That's his second one the last couple of possessions, Ian.
And now Butler the other way, just over 2 minutes to play. 72-67, Tennessee. Butler loops it for Hunter. They collapse. Open look deeper. Can't hit it. Hunter will follow. He's been everywhere. 17 points, 12 rebounds for the senior, Othello Hunter. It's a three-point game. A 14-3 Buckeye run. Down to 1:35 remaining. Tennessee taking its time, 12 to shoot. Here's Howell. 6 on the clock. Lofton with 4. Smith forced to hoist it. Doesn't go for 3. And it's rebounded by Chisholm. Big offensive board for the Volunteers. 1:07 left. Timeout. Tennessee. Volunteers in a dogfight, 72-69. Game reset here in Knoxville. Ohio State has no timeouts remaining. Tennessee has plenty. Each team with 18 fouls. Possession arrow is in favor of the Volunteers. We have 1:04 on the game clock, 23 on the shot clock, and Tennessee holding on to a 3-point advantage.
Well, a game effort here by Ohio State to get back in it. They need a defensive stop and a rebound. Had the stop on the last possession, but just didn't come up with the board. Now plenty of time just to play good defense without fouling and try to force a miss.
They get it into Chisholm. He would have been a candidate to foul there if Ohio State elected to go in that direction. Instead, it will be a foul against Tyler Smith as time came off the clock.
Yeah, they didn't want to foul there, Ian. I mean, they wanted to play solid defense. And no reason to really be overzealous in pressuring the ball there. Just be in good, solid position and force Tennessee to try to take a tough shot. And instead, they commit a foul and send Smith to the line.
Tennessee is a team 6 of 14 at the free throw line. Smith is 2 for 2. He's at 69% on the season. 1-1. No good. And it's rebounded by Hunter.
Who else? He's gobbled up everything in his area and outside of his area.
One possession game here in Knoxville. 45 seconds left. Tennessee leading by 3. Butler gives up his dribble. He needs help. Here's Kufis way outside. 15 to shoot. Down to 35 seconds to play. 9 on the timer. High screen, Kufis. 6 to shoot. Kufis lets it fly. No good. And it'll carry him out of bounds with 22.8 remaining. They did not need a 3-ball in that situation.
I'm thinking the exact same thing as you, Ian. In that situation with so much time on the clock, try to attack the dribble, attack the rim, get it inside, put more pressure on the defense that way. They were looking for the 3 the whole time.
And tip ball, 22.6 left on the clock.
Well, you go for the steal here. Give yourself a second or 2.
Throwing the long ball, very dangerous. Chisholm never touched it. There should be no time coming off that clock. And Ohio State should get it in their front court.
That's right. A high risk, no reward pass there.
Ohio State has no timeouts, but they're able to huddle up because the officials have to get the clock straight.
That's right. So Thad Matta and his staff and players taking advantage of the break in the action.
Now, what's the approach here? Are you looking 3 or should it be that
I think you got to go to the rim. You got to get a good, quick shot and try to get something going to the basket, unless you get an open 3.
It's Diebler. Can't hit it. Hunter unable to grab it. Butler does. Gets rid of it to Diebler. A 3. Rims out. And rebounded by Smith with 11.5. Ohio State. The Buckeyes' focus was on the tie as opposed to putting pressure on the Volunteers.
You can't fault the shot attempt, the initial one. Diebler got clean on the inbounds pass, and I think, again, it's about taking the best, quick, good shot. And that was a good look at the corner 3. And then they got another opportunity and just unable to cash in. But I can't fault the quality of the shots and how quickly the shots were taken.
Now it's free throw shooting. And Smith hits on the first. Ohio State has no timeouts left. They trail by 4 with 11.5 remaining on the clock. Smith, the sophomore. He hits a pair. 5-point cushion. Butler in a hurry. Gets a 3 off. Kufis. And that's it. Tennessee will hold on. Well, it is revenge, so to speak, but it's not going to change anything that's happened in the past, especially the Sweet 16 game. when Ohio State knocked off Tennessee. But the Volunteers have improved a great deal, and they've got high hopes this season as we check out our Chevrolet players of the game. Evan Turner for Ohio State, Ramar Smith from Tennessee. In recognition of their determination and outstanding play, Chevrolet will make a $1,000 contribution to each university's general scholarship fund. Chevy, an American revolution. 74-69, Tennessee gets the win. For Clark Kellogg, this is Ian Eagle. So long from Knoxville. Tennessee keeps the winning ways alive. 11 wins in a row. We'll send you to Gus Johnson in New York with the road to the Final Four after these messages. This has been a presentation of CBS Sports, home of the NCAA Basketball Championship.
Point advantage. Chris Lofton hitting as well. 3-ball. Yes, sir. UT leads by 10. Only a 1-point game. Good game all the way, start to finish. Just finished up. Tennessee wins it by 5, 74-69 your final. The Vols are at Kentucky Tuesday night. Big game, as always. In the NFL.
And now, WDEF News 12 Sports with Jason Law.
After careful monitoring and more than a half dozen heart tests, sophomore forward Duke Cruz made his return to the Vols today. And what was kind of a rematch of last year's disappointing Sweet 16 loss to Ohio State. Not kind of, it was. The Buckeyes visiting Rocky Top. Bruce Pearl said earlier this game felt a lot like the SEC taking on the entire Big Ten. Pick it up in the first half. Vols out in front. Ramar Smith feeding J.P. Prince up high. Prince gets up and he gets down. Alley-oop complete. Then Chris Lofton for 3, part of a 12-2 UT run. The Vols are up 10. More from Prince on the Buckeye turnover. Prince misses the layup, but he gets lucky and gets his rebound. He's able to dump it right back in. Prince finished up with 8, and Cruz looking on from the bench. Good sign. Vols up 5 at halftime. Second half, the Buckeyes get their first lead of the game. Short-lived, though, when Lofton sticks a 3 from up top. Then on the fast break, David Lighty is going to drive the lane and put Ohio State back up on top here. The Buckeyes would hold on to the lead for nearly 5 minutes and be up by as many as 7. But UT gets inspired, goes on an 11-0 run. That's Lofton from up top. He had 13 as the Vols go on a tear and jump out by 10. Final seconds, Buckeyes with a chance to tie it at 72. No good. And the Vols win their 11th in a row, 74-69. As we said, Duke Cruz back on the bench. Good to see him in Big Orange. No playing time for him, though. Juwan Smith, player of the game, with a team-high 15 points, 7 boards.
6 in a row against Kentucky. That is the longest active win streak against the Cats. Soon to be 7. I guess it's Tope today. We'll go with that. Ramar Smith.
He said he gets it off the rack at Dillard's. We'll plug for Dillard's on the radio.
Chris Lofton, only 3 of the game. And here's Ramar once again. Down the lane. And the foul. He had a dozen.
They just attacked and attacked and attacked. Relentless offensively.
Here's Juwan Smith.
If you get production from the Smiths alone, just anybody named Smith, you're in good shape.
It's like the witness protection program. They can't really all be named Smith. 11 straight for Tennessee. 10 points in the first half for Trevor Booker.